are live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Blake Ruffino. This is Are You Serious Sports. We hope that you guys are making it a good one. I know that we are as well. Huge show in store for you tonight. As we came on the show, my producer, Zach Lee, made a pretty funny joke, and I thought Brian Kelly couldn't recruit. They said this man was going to LSU and he couldn't recruit. All right. As LSU has a lot of recruits to practice this weekend, talking to some people around LSU, talking to some people and some recruits. Looks like Brian Kelly had a good day on the field as he did off the field. We will talk about that. We'll go in a deeper dive of spring practice. Some more takeaways, seeing guys like Mike Scarborough, looking at some angles that he had on the quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs, offensive line, doing some good things. Jacoby and Giller completely showing out. We'll dive a little bit deeper into that. So huge show in store for you tonight if you are a LSU football fan. I think that we can put to rest tonight. And something that I've been trying to put to rest, guys, just because someone is a very talented freshman doesn't mean that they're going to come in and dominate right now. Okay? So I'll tell you, this is why I say don't overhype a true freshman coming in. That's for sure. We are having some lag, it would appear. Always on a Monday, y'all. Always on a Monday. Jay Johnson talks about the struggles that he's having with the team is having in the field. We'll touch on what Jay Johnson said today as well. The Saints make a trade, getting the 16th pick and the 19th pick. We'll talk about the draft. We'll talk about the LSU draft, guys. Could LSU and maybe Derek Stingley be there at 16 for LSU? We'll touch on that as well. The Final Four, the finale, is tonight between Kansas and UNC. We'll touch on that. And conspiracy in sports, as we've been doing every Monday. What is your conspiracy in sports? It's been a pretty fun segment for myself and for the fans. So we'll touch on that tonight. I'm going to roll with Kansas. I think I'm going to roll with Kansas tonight. I don't know about you guys. Who are y'all rolling? Put it in the comments right now. Don't be coming in Twitter Spaces during the game saying, Blake, I was rocking with UNC. Who you rocking tonight? I think I'm going Kansas. That's for sure. All right, let's get to a couple comments before we get this thing rolling. Y'all, Nookie says that Jarrett Lee admitted today that Hayden Travinsky started the locker room fight in the national championship game in 2011. Wouldn't surprise me because it would seem that Hayden Travinsky is the problem for everything LSU baseball related. I will touch on that in the Jay Johnson talk struggles. I would not take Hayden Travinsky out of the lineup. I don't care if Alex Milazzo is Rodriguez back there. If he can't, if you're not going to beat teams 3-2, 2-1, I'll just leave it there. But y'all did rip on my ass a lot during last baseball coaching search, telling me how awful of a human being Tony Vitello was. He's the number one. He's got the number one team in the country. Big Pressure is in the building. Him and all of his money is in the building. What's up, Pressure? Kenny says, good evening to the Tiger fans. Craig Schilling gives us a laughing face emoji because Ken goes, ah! We are live. That we are. Holden Lee says, starting off strong out the gate. Yeah, I guess so. The Golden Blue Pod, who had a huge show last night, had on Preston Guy from TigerBay.com. I told them they should go live. They didn't listen to Big Daddy. But nevertheless, they had a massive show last night. Go give them a follow, a listen. The guys, Daniel, Pooh Bear, Ant, were fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Nurse Court sends us $4.99 via Super Chat. She says, happy anniversary in a Boosie fade for the Jaybird. I don't know if Ben's going to be able to sit there long enough for him to get the Boosie fade. BOOSIEBADAZZ. That's me. Wipe it down. We'll try, though. Alex on YouTube says, can we do the conspiracy in sports segment first? I am intrigued. No, that goes last. That goes last. Damian Briggs sends us some stars, 400 stars via Facebook. Yeah, bro. Why don't y'all be helping a brother out? I'm giving $500 away, and y'all can't send a brother a super chat or some stars on Facebook. Come on, man. Speaking of $500, if you missed it, we are giving $500 away next month. So less than 30 days away, one lucky listener is going to get $500. However, the only caveat is we have to hit these goals. We're starting off slow. 10,000 followers on Facebook. Okay. And look, if you get 100 people to like and do all this, I'll give you $500. You got to have 100. We got to get to 10,000 followers on Facebook, 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, which we're not that far away. Get us there. And we have to have 200 reviews on Apple Podcast. Go to Apple, rate, review, and subscribe. Go to the YouTube channel, subscribe there as well, and follow us on Facebook. $500,000, $500,000 up in this piece. I'm giving out more money like my name is Walter White up in this. Some of you got to pay taxes. We're coming up close, 11 days to tax season, and I know some of you are going to have to pay in your taxes. Do you need $500 to contribute? Go like, follow, and subscribe. Okay. All right. I said my piece. Oh, we already got some people here. Mikey says UNC. Jamar Jackson says UNC. Spencer firing off saying, I got the Kansas Jayhawks, Blake. 3-1-8. 3-1 great. Okay. It's a very mixed bag. It's like 50-50. It's 50-50. Edward O says he's got UNC plus the 4.5 LFG. I'm not betting on this game. I'm not betting on it. I can't do it. All right. Let's get this thing rolling, y'all. That's a lot after we get done with the commercials. But let's get this thing rolling. None better than our good friends over at GM Varno & Sons, betonline.ag. With over 65 years of experience, nobody is better equipped to service in your vehicle than GM Varno & Sons. RV repair, big rig overhauls, motorhome chassis, routine maintenance, tire rotations, tire sales. No job is too big or too small over at GM. If you break down on the side of the road in the greater Baton Rouge area, they will come and get you. And the best thing about that is that they can come and get you, and then they can bring your vehicle back to their shop and start the repairs right then. Again, GM Varno & Sons. Go see them over at 2500 Fuller Boulevard. Give them a call at 225-664-9992. 225-664-9992. Tell them your good friend Blake Ruffino sent you on by. It's that time of year again as college basketball takes center stage with the tournament finally upon us. If you're looking to wager this year, BetOnline is the number one spot for all of your updated odds, info, along with great contests, including the bracket contest where you have a chance to take home the top prize. Head over to the website and use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on that first deposit. Just use the promo code BELIEVE, B-L-E-A-V. That's B-L-E-A-V to get started. BetOnline is your continued source for all your sports wagering needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas casino games. Again, that's betonline.ag, betonline.ag. Yeah, I know that we're having some guys. There's nothing I can do about it. I mean, outside of moving studios, which we're probably going to have to do. Sometimes it's just going to have to happen that way. I forgot to say this, and my good producer Zach shared it in here. Everybody, do us a favor, hit the like button, hit the share. Everybody on Facebook, share to some Facebook groups, share it to your social media pages. If you're on YouTube, again, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. If you're listening to us on the audio podcast platform, you know what to do. Rate, review, subscribe, and leave us a review. The Golden Boot Pod says, I blame Zach's internet. I also blame Zach's internet. It normally is him. I just hope that my wife can hear me. Anyway, Brian Viador says, Spectrum is the Rudy Poo tonight, Blake. It's always the Rudy Poo. Stupid AT&T won't kind of fix the thing anyway. You know, a cricket farts and we're having issues. Let me try to do this. If you're on Twitter, can you get off the internet, please? Let's get off Twitter. Maybe that will help. Maybe getting off Twitter. We're going to have to stop going on Twitter anyway. Maybe that will help. I really don't know. Nookie says that Travinsky started working for Spectrum last week. That's what did it. That's 1,000% what did it. But just bear with us. Bear with us. We're trying to fix it. I mean, there's not a lot we can do. We're going to push through and do the best that we can. Do the absolute best that we can. All right. I got to give it to my buddy Zach, our producer. He talked about this in recruiting, which he was talking about Brian Kelly in recruiting. I got to say, making some phone calls today was pretty easy, right? Like Brian Kelly opening up practice, not just to the media, but to the recruits, I think is a big deal. Not only is it a big deal for the staff to get to see people, but not because of everything that we've gone through as a country and a nation over the last 2 years, but you're getting these guys on campus. You're getting recruits that maybe who haven't seen you, haven't been around LSU a lot because of protocols and things like that. You have these guys on campus. I don't care what you say. LSU is going to end up with a top 8 class next season, especially when LSU starts figuring out this NIL money. Now, I know what you're going to say. Texas A&M has 8 top 50 recruits. They're out there already recruiting. I get that. But I just want to say that it's not going to be a lack of organization and for a lack of not having the funding. Let me throw this in there to you. I have been told by multiple people that Bryant, once this new legislation is being passed in Louisiana through NIL, where coaches can help facilitate things, watch out for LSU. But the recruiting part of it is a good deal. I think that people are intrigued by Mike Denbrock's offense, getting the running back the ball out of the backfield, running the ball through the pistol formation. So many different things that Mike Denbrock is doing. Now, I want to say this, looking into a deeper dive into practice this week, rethinking, relooking, going through a lot of this, I got to admit I'm pretty impressed with Mike Denbrock, but what did I fully expect? Chewing out the offensive line for a lack of communication, chewing out the quarterbacks for a lack of communication, making sure that the assignments are always complete. So when I started thinking about that last night, I started thinking about, well, you know what? I kind of want to go back and watch Mike Denbrock's game in the Cincinnati game versus Alabama. Man, I don't know where this offense is going to go. Now, if you look at the offensive line, if you look at guys like Cardell Thomas who have had multiple good days upon them, guys like Miles Frazier going one-on-one against B.J. Ojolari and holding his own. That's a freshman All-American, y'all, going against a first-round outside linebacker defensive end holding his own. I like what I see there. Personally, I really like what I see there. But looking at this offense, even Miles Brennan, I thought Miles had a better day than we had seen. But I wanted to say this. I'm not going to overreact to Jaden Daniels. I have not overreacted to Jaden Daniels. I'm not going to overreact to Miles Brennan. I know the narrative that's out there. I know the narrative that wants to be pushed. Regardless of all of that, guys, we're 4 days into spring ball. There are a lot of good things that we can talk about. We can talk about Jacoby and Guillory dominating up front. Now, I don't know if Jacoby and Guillory is going to continue to have days like that, but the days that we've seen him out there, he has been dominating. It doesn't matter who he's going against. Dominating somebody is dominating somebody. And if this other guy that he's going against is a mid-tier guy, then maybe he shouldn't be at LSU. Maybe the former staff misevaluated, right? I can't say this enough. Now, I'm trying to temper myself here. Like, I'm fully trying to temper myself in reference to what we're seeing, how we're seeing it, what's going on with the players and the coaches. I really want to temper myself on what we're seeing. But I got to say this. I don't know if we're going 9-3 next season. I don't know that. What I do know is if Brian Kelly can find a way with this coaching staff to put these guys in great places to make plays, you're a 9-3 team. You have too much. LSU has too much talent on both sides of the ball not to be 9-3. Now, if you're going to, even some of the transfers that LSU's adding, I don't know if Greg Brooks is the second coming of Tyrann Mathieu, but I think that's 4 or 5 straight days that he's had an interception. 5 straight days against all of these quarterbacks having an interception. He's always around the ball. I will say that I do fully believe that LSU needs to add another boundary corner. They know that. We know that. But we'll see. One key takeaway that I saw that I didn't really notice or see before is I thought Jeray Jenkins had a pretty damn good day. Jeray has been, and Jeray constantly is overlooked, right, from this wide receiver room. Like we talk about Brian Thomas. We talk about Malik Neighbors. We talk about Jack Besh. We talk about Chris Hilton. And Chris Hilton's having a hell of a day, a hell of a spring. Fast can catch. Good luck catching that guy. Made a move on 2 DBs. One quick move. He's up the left hash for a touchdown, and that's against starters. I'm surprised. I'm not surprised that Jeray Jenkins is having a big camp. I'm just surprised that we don't talk about him as much. So as we're monitoring that on the offensive side, I think Mike Denbrock's going to have him ready. I got to say this, and I'm going to get a lot of pushback because of 2019. I don't like these hypotheticals, right? Like, I'm just talking holistically. I feel as if Mike Denbrock is an upgraded Steve Ensminger. There, I said it. Oh, Blake, you can't say that. You can't say that. The slinger was, what about 19? Well, Joe Burrow, bro. I think that of all the coordinators that we've had, Mike Denbrock is easily the most experienced. Now you have Brian Kelly and Joe Sloan that's going to be right there with him. I don't think I've ever seen a head coach, either at LSU, focus on the quarterbacks like we've seen Brian Kelly. I like it. Now, Brian's going to be tough on his quarterbacks. If you're not a tough-minded individual, you're not going to last here. You're not going to last. I thought the one thing, and I said this with Carter Bryant, who was on our show last night. Go to our YouTube channel. The interview is up there with me and Carter. I got to say, if there's one big thing that I'm worried about the most. Now, I know that it's spring. I know that some of the, you're getting used to a new offense. You're getting used to some newer receivers. Miles doesn't have a lot of experience with Brian Thomas and Malik and Jack and all these guys. Neither does Jane Daniels. Garrett Nussmeier does, but, it is what it is. The one thing that's worrying me is that I don't like seeing all the interceptions that is going on. I don't like seeing a lot of the turnovers. That's something that LSU is going to have to drastically fix. Now, Brian Kelly's teams, as myself and Carter talked about last night or yesterday, even though Brian Kelly's team is very turnover adverse, right? It still worries me. I don't remember seeing a spring with this many turnovers. Now we're getting more access, but regardless, man, there's too many to my liking. They're going to have to clean that up. The more you turn the ball over, the worse you're going to be. Brian Kelly's not going to stand for that. And the quarterback that can turn the ball over the least is going to play the most. Okay? Is going to play the most. So I don't know what you want to take from that, but for me, it's way too much. Everybody do us a favor by hitting the like and share to some Facebook groups. Kenny Futch says Denbrock is Slinger on steroids. I'm not going to say he's on steroids. I think he is a step above Ensminger when it comes to spread concepts. What they're doing in the running game, guys. Another thing too, Brad Davis, how he's worked with Cardell Thomas. What they're doing in the running game is what you should see at any Power 5 level school with LSU's talent and caliber. They were getting after it. Again, if you missed last night's show or yesterday's show, I thought Xavier Hill had a big day. But Mike Denbrock's coming in here with an offense. It's not that he's got to learn anything. You know what I mean? Like we're not going back to, hey, you got to learn the 2019 Joe Brady offense, man. Like that's gone. I like the communication and things they're doing on the offensive line. I think it's something that I've been a part of for a long time. The communication, how they're teaching it. This is a epic Brad Davis. Known Brad Davis a long time, being in the O-line circle of people. Brad Davis, it's more clear to me and evident to me than ever that they're giving the assistant coaches freedom to do some things. Now, let me say this. We always talked about Orgeron being more of a CEO type or coaches being CEO types. I think Brian Kelly's showing you what an actual CEO does look like. Like he is the CEO. Now, he's going to be over the main position, and I'm okay with that. I'm 1,000% okay with that. I just like that he's letting his coaches coach and letting his players play. He's going to tell them some things, and it's really and truthfully, what I think separates Brian Kelly from most. He'll go over the wide receivers, talk to them about route concepts. He'll go to the quarterbacks. He'll go to the running backs. I've seen him multiple times with the offensive line. I like a coach that can teach and mold and give technique to all positions at all levels. That's the difference we got going on here. I'm going to temper what I think and what I feel about this team, but I don't think that we should be surprised if this team goes 9-3. I don't think we should be surprised by that with all of the talent. They got some holes. Tight end is the biggest one. Cole Taylor's got feet for hands, says Mike Denbrock. That's not a good combination. So the first move that they're going to have to make is going into the portal for a tight end. Thomas Robinson says, Blake, I see it this way. College football media has written LSU off as a mediocre team and being overlooked this season, 10-2, no less than 9-3. I'm not going to say that yet. I want to get into the fall. I really want to get into the fall because anything can happen. You know, we've seen our quarterbacks go down a time or two around here. I want to get into there. I want to say this. Everybody pushing down on Big Daniels. First off, dude, I get it. You haven't been around a lot of football in your life. I have, and a lot of other people have too. Stop. The same struggles that he's having is a lot of the same struggles that Burrow had when he came in here. Stop. I'm amazed that people can't count 65 yards too. I mean, come on, bro. It's not that difficult. I don't know. David says on Facebook, all players really want is someone to lead them. Brian Kelly is doing that. He's bringing structure. The players are buying in a new focus, practicing the right way. Yeah, they're buying in. Guys, we have a guy a current player that comes on here every week. What do you mean? You're damn right they're buying in. You're damn right they're buying in. Rob Boudreaux says, Blake, Joe Brady was the greatest offensive coordinator that we've ever had. It's tough, man. I mean, it's tough. That's tough. I would say Jimbo, honestly. Guys, Jimbo was OC for multiple national title runs. I mean, how do you not say Jimbo is the best offensive coordinator in LSU history? Now, I get You talk about the records being broken at LSU in 19, but that wasn't a full Joe Brady. That wasn't fully Joe Brady, right? Like we're all there. We're all there, correct? I don't know how you don't give that label to Jimbo. Alex says that Jeray Jenkins is from the 318 country. Yeah, he is. Big day, man. I mean, look, I like seeing the fifth-year senior. Now it was, he was going against Jordan Tolles, who was moved over to corner. But as what's your boy from Miami, the UFC fighter, Masvidal. As Masvidal would say, Jeray's giving a lot of those dudes a 3-piece and a soda. I'm piecing them up, bro. Piecing them up. See, y'all, I like that. He's piecing them up, giving them 3 pieces and a soda. Popeyes, the GOAT. The GOAT. I need somebody to find this for me. If you know where one is. He's Danny's Fried Chicken. 3 piecing them up. Where is a Danny's Fried Chicken? Danny's Fried Chicken. We talk about funeral chicken in these Twitter spaces. There's not one fast food restaurant on God's green earth better than Danny's Fried Chicken. None. Zero, zilch, nada. Them rolls will make you slap your mama. The day that Danny's Fried Chicken closed down in Franklinton, Louisiana, was one of the saddest days of my life. I'm getting emotional, y'all. Somebody let the owner of Danny's Fried Chicken let it be known I want a sponsorship for Danny's Fried Chicken in this biatch. Anyway. Nurse Court says I'm completely fine with the college football media having us underrated as normal. Chris Barnhill with the Jimbo OC in 2000 left in 2000 and left after 06. The numbers were impressive. Hold on. Jimbo Fisher LSU. Yeah, that's what I thought. 2001. Yeah, I didn't think he was here in 2000. I thought he came here in 2001. Kevin says that Homa has one. Alton Scott says on Facebook, Blake, you must have never had Junior Food Mart fried chicken. No, dog. Danny's is where it's at, bro. Danny's is where it's at. Y'all got to get off of that, bro. Jeff also says Homa's got one. Okay. If y'all know the owners, let a brother know. Let them know. We're looking for him, bro. Somebody tag this. Zach, can you write this down right quick? Danny's Fried Chicken in Alabama. Really, I just want the phone number so I can call the owner. Because I want a sponsorship deal with Danny's Fried Chicken. 251-947-7739. Oh, got it. Okay. Roger says Mama's Fried Chicken in Opelousas is something serious too. I like it. Fire in your questions. Fire in your thoughts, concerns, anything you got. Look, I'll end this football thing on this. Y'all know that if you've been following us for a while, if you've been following me for a while, you would know and remember that I'm kind of the belief to tell everybody to chill out about incoming freshmen. Especially when it comes to the lines of scrimmage. Guys, we have to relax a little bit. I think guys like Will Campbell have the tools and traits and physicality to play in the SEC right now. Will Campbell's a beast. Quincy Wiggins, it needs to have a big offseason. I would love to see what Walker Howard looks like in the fall, right? Like I really want to see what Walker looks like with a full summer. With that being said, this is why I always say, don't expect anybody to come in here and make a big difference. But if they do, be pleasantly surprised. Be pleasantly surprised. Got my Catalunya Common for tonight's game. It is an IPA from Hammond, Louisiana. Can y'all see that? No. It is a beer from Hammond, from Gnarly Barley, brewed and canned from the Gnarly Barley Brewing Company. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. But everybody relax. Everybody just relax. Roger says, Blake, so you think our defense shapes up to be very dominant? I think they could be solid. I'm not going to say any defense on God's green planet is ever going to be dominant again. I think you have a situation where a Georgia defense is very rare today. I mean, and they still had games where they gave up 30 plus or 40 plus, whatever the score was against Alabama. Dominant. 2007 LSU dominant? Man, I don't know that. I think that they're going to have a lot of solid pieces. I don't know what teams are going to do against LSU's front seven. You know, Jaquelin Roy was not at practice Saturday, and in steps Jacobian Guillory and dominates. So, I mean, they got depth at that position, man. They got very good depth at that position. I think Bryce Langston will be a guy. He's just got to get a little bit more physical at the point of attack. I thought Cardell Thomas was my surprise. Cardell and Xavier Hill were my surprises because, we don't talk about the offensive line a lot. And we know the good pieces when we see them. Thought Mike Jones had a good day. Who? I thought he's continuing, and Brian Kelly alone said that. We played the piece last night on the show, so I thought there was a lot of good things out there. But Greg Brooks is stealing the show. Greg Brooks is completely stealing the spring so far. All right, we got to talk some baseball. Jay Johnson spoke today, and I might tee off a little bit from some people. Oh, and we got to get Zach. I know I keep saying this. We're going to have to continue to talk about Will Wade. We're going to have to put up the graphic about Mac McMahon. It's the McMahon makeover or whatever Zach put on their thing. So let's do this. Let's go do a commercial break. Let's talk about our good friends over at Gramco and our good friends over the Drake Williams Law Firm. Rafino's Rant's coming right after this. Stay tuned. Guys, I've got to talk to you about our good friends over at Gramco. They are the Delta 8 company based out of the state of Florida. They're founded by college football junkies just like you and I am not sure if you're familiar with Delta 8, but you need to be. Gramco is the absolute leader in this field, and they have phenomenal products that I just need to tell you about. First off is the Wake and Bake coffee that is absolutely spectacular. The gummies are as well, as they're the best in the market. So go to thegramco.com right now and use the promo code AYS25. That's thegramco.com, AYS25 promo code to get 25% off of your order. Jump on this fast as it is perfect for holidays, anniversaries, and everyday use. Gramco is hemp-derived and completely legal inside of the state of Louisiana. No medical card is needed, and shipping is very discreet. You must be 21 years older to order. Again, that's thegramco.com. Use that promo code AYS. By the Drake Williams Law Firm, drakewilliamslawfirm.com. Whether you've been injured in an accident, you're preparing for a future with your estate planning, you're getting ready to close in on a real estate deal, or you're about to welcome a new addition through adoption into your family, or you're facing criminal charges, you need very experienced attorneys, and that is what the Drake Williams Law Firm will be able to do for you in navigating the legal system. The door to their cozy office in historic downtown Ponchatoula has been open since 1981. They have helped thousands and thousands of Louisiana families and individuals win cases, close on real estate deals, and regain that peace of mind. Their lawyers over at the Drake Williams Law Firm, Ernie Drake III, Ryan J. Williams, and Summer Vignair,
are very determined, compassionate, and dedicated to their craft. It's a Drake Williams Law Firm, drakewilliamslawfirm.com. Give them a call today at 985-386-7600. Tell them your good friend Blake Ruffino with AYS sent you on by.
All right. Yes, Ryan says hashtag Ruffino rant. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this, Zach, based off of what we keep seeing on Twitter. I'm continuously getting my ass handed to me about Will Wade. And I really don't know why. I really just don't know why. But I don't know. Now, I want to be talking about LSU baseball, but for the life of me, we just can't do it right now. So everybody do us a favor. Hit that like, hit the share to some Facebook groups, share on YouTube, like, subscribe. $500 gift card giveaway. Don't forget. But let me get to this question by Alan before we move to baseball and basketball. Alan says Q, I think maybe he means B, or maybe question your thoughts. How will Harold Perkins be used this year? I don't know. I think he's going to have to rush the passer. He's not ready to play inside backer. Anybody that says Harold Perkins is ready for inside backer has not watched what it is to play, or Harold Perkins, or what it is to play middle backer. Elwin says Josh White commits to Baylor. Yeah, I saw that. I want to talk about baseball, though. I want to talk about LSU baseball and their struggles. But Zach, put up the Matt McMahon edit we did very quickly. Put that up for me. I want y'all to see this. Uh-oh. Zach's internet's worse than mine, bro. It's worse than mine. But I got to say this. This is our new head coach for LSU football basketball. His name is Matt McMahon. He's been here for a little while. He's been at LSU for, maybe a week. He's your new basketball coach for LSU. If you didn't know, now you know. That's him right there. See him? Got the gray on the side, got the colored top. That's him. He's looking like your boy. Who's your boy from the Fantastic Four with stretchy arms? That's who he looks like. You know who he doesn't look like? It's Will Wade. That's who he doesn't look like. Why do we have to continue to talk about Will Wade? Why? For the life of me, I don't understand it. Every single day, Will Wade cheated. Will Wade got caught. I don't care about Kansas, who's playing the Final Four finale tonight. I could give two shits about Kansas. I don't care about Kansas. I don't care about Dorothy. I don't care about Toto, the goddamn dog. I don't care about the tornadoes. I don't care about the Yellow Brick Road. I don't care about anything going on with Kansas. I don't care about Memphis. I don't care about their goddamn barbecue. I don't care about anything that goes on with the University of Memphis. The only thing that I care about is what happens at LSU. That's the only thing I care about. Stop pointing the finger. Get over Will Wade. He dumped your ass. Scott Woodward asked him to talk to the NCAA. He refused to do it. Get over it. He did not take up for LSU. You don't like hearing it? Get the hell over it. Stop coming in my DMs. Stop coming in my mentions. Stop coming in all of it, because you got to defend Will Wade when he's got a goddamn joint bank account with his wife. Does that get through to you? So what? All the players left. They were going to always. Who gives a damn about Kansas? Toto, the small dog, could come in this house right now and I could give two dams. We're not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy. Get over it. Because today and just now, a guy, by the way, that LSU had not offered. LSU offers 2023 New Orleans native from Eleanor, or New Orleans native Eleanor McClain, powerful, or Eleanor McClain, excuse me. Corey Chest, a top 100 prospect. Will Wade would never. Give McMahon time to succeed. For Christ almighty. Sheesh. I've never seen a fan base. I have never seen a fan base be so loyal to a coach who screwed him. I don't get it. Now, Mark Allen says Memphis barbecue is trash anyways, which our producer, Zach, is from Memphis. I think he's gonna take. I think he's gonna take this one to heart. Alex says I blame Scott Ruward. I really do. What do you blame Scott for, Alex? What? That Will Wade got a notice of allegations put up against him and refused to talk to the SEC? Why isn't Penny Hardaway fired? Why isn't Bill Self fired? Why isn't your boy from Oklahoma State fired? Why isn't your boy from North Carolina State fired? Maybe the North Carolina State guy was, but he got a 1-year show cause. Why aren't those guys fired? Oh. They cooperate with the NCAA. Oh, my bad. But Blake, he loved the players. Good for him. Good for him. Glad that he did. Glad that he loved the players that he recruited. Christ almighty. All right, let's get to baseball. We're not going to go too terribly long tonight. We got the Final Four getting ready to go. I'm not going to freak out on Jay Johnson. The only thing that I'm going to say about Jay is I think Jay's going to be fine. Think Jay's a good coach. Think Jay will be fine when he gets his guys in here. I really do. Don't talk to me about Tony Vitello anymore. Don't come in this chat. Don't come in my DMs. Don't send me text messages. Don't send me anything. Don't talk to me about Tony Vitello anymore. I refuse to listen to it. Don't call him, this whole funny thing that we have around LSU and Baton Rouge. Oh, well, he bought a Bugatti and he dates a lot of women. He goes on a lot of dates. He's got a girlfriend that's 3 years younger than he is. And she's blonde and she looks very attractive. And the goal is to win national titles. Now, I don't, Jay's going to be fine. Let me repeat this. If you didn't listen to last night's show, LSU media, altar call. Shout out to the Golden Boot podcast for the altar call. Hank Travinski is not the reason we're losing. Jay Johnson not figuring out how to better his infield defense is the reason why you're losing. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult to find. You look at the pitching staff. The pitching staff's actually been okay. You pull up the numbers. Numbers are actually okay. Now they're giving up 520 foot home runs to the Auburn Doughboy. Shout out to fat people who are athletic. Sonny D is his name. Shout out to Sonny D. But LSU's got the hitting. The only way LSU's going to do anything is they're going to have to outslug people. I don't know if you put Kay Beloso, who's cleared, by the way. I don't know if you put him in right field. But let me tell you what you don't do. You don't win games because Alex Milazzo's behind the plate. Because Alex Milazzo's not fielding balls at short. He's not fielding balls at second. He's not playing first for Trey Morgan. Now, do you move Trey Morgan to the outfield and you figure something out? I don't know what you do. But the errors are killing you. Guys, you're one of the worst defensive teams in the country. We talked about Paul Mainieri. And all the bad things about Paul. Paul's teams were never this bad on defense. Sometimes Paul would sacrifice offense. A lot of times, Paul sacrificed offense for good defense. A lot of times. But the middle infield, man, I really like Cade Doughty. Cade Doughty is going to be a Major League Baseball guy at second base. Talking with guys like Benny Latino, who are scouts. He's Jeff Kent from the San Francisco Giants. He is Jeff Kent reincarnated, mustache included. Who wants to go for a mustache ride? Name that movie. Jay's got to figure it out, man. But it's not working. I see Ryan Thibodeau's comment in here. They don't have a true shortstop. They don't. Mikey Romero's coming in, but God bless it, he might not make it to campus. You know, he might not make it to campus. I don't know the answer. I really don't know the answer. Because when they put Collier Cranford out there at short for defensive purposes, he committed 2 errors in the inning. Now, if LSU goes on the road this weekend, Zach, who do they have this weekend? Can you put in the comments? Who does LSU have this weekend? I forgot. It's not, the movie is not Ron Jeremy's greatest hits. It is, as Jeff says, old Super Troopers. Yeah, LSU's got Mississippi State this weekend. Thank you, Zach. But look, what happens if LSU goes on the road this weekend and wins the series against Mississippi and they go 500? I really just want this team to go 500 in SEC play. Nookie says, I leave the defense alone for 2 weeks and stop talking about it, even stop talking infield for a couple of days. All these kids have fielded at this level. It's in their heads right now. And I think Nookie's right. It could be in their heads. But Nookie, by the time my problem, Nook, would be this, is by the time they figure it out too late. Right? Like, is it by the time that they figure it all out, it's going to be too late? Are they going to dig a hole too deep that they can't get out of? Now, there's games that they don't commit any errors, and they're guys, if LSU and Zach, we're going to have to find this statistic, because I would almost guarantee this. The games that LSU has 1 error or less, they're undefeated. Let me re-say that. I would almost guarantee that, maybe they're not. This is just me hypothesizing. Okay, this isn't a fact. I would say that the games this year, the LSU does not have an error less. They've won all of them. Just a thought. But regardless, Jay's got to figure it out. That's just my thought, my opinion. But we'll see. All right, who do you got? Put in your conspiracy theories. Any conspiracy theories in sports. Who are you taking tonight? Put it in the comments. Conspiracy in sports. And who do you got tonight? I'm rocking with Kansas. Yes, and don't forget about the $500 gift card giveaway. I'm so ready for this damn new studio. I'm so ready for the new studio, man. I can scream. All right, conspiracy in sports too. Let me just talk about my good friend Richie Roche over at Roche's Lawn and Landscape, 225-937-7220, 225-937-7220. Rich is going to be doing our landscaping at the house this upcoming weekend, I believe. He came out to the house, used the digital 3D. We could see it, could see what the house looked like before he even got started. Fantastic process, fantastic company. Again, 225-937-7220. Tell me good friend Blake Ruffino at AYS sent you on by. My good friend Carol Falls over at State Farm, 985-395-4300. 985-395-4300. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and Carol has all the great rates for everyone inside the state of Louisiana. Auto, Home, and Life Insurance is, again, give them a call, 985-395-4300. Tell them Blake sent you on by. Okay. A Country Granger says he's got UNC. Ryan Thibodeau says he's got UNC by 3. Chris Barnhill says, I got Kansas since I picked them in my bracket, and I hate North Carolina. I don't necessarily disagree about hating North Carolina. Jeff says, hashtag Ask Blake, on average, what's the stat of extra pitches these errors cost the pitching staff? Now, that's a deep dive analytical stat right there. I don't know that. But that's a great question, Chris. Chance Babin says, I'm taking the cheaters. Oh, wait, that's both teams. Oh, God. When are we going to get over this? Kansas, amen. But they can't, whatever. I'm going to leave that alone. Okay. Any conspiracy in sports, man? Let's bring Zach in. Zach, come on in. Oh,
I'm getting your numbers. I'm getting your numbers on the baseball, but I'm still working it.
Okay, well, let's do this. We'll get the numbers and then we'll figure that out. Zach, we do have a basketball game tonight. Who are you taking?
I think I'm going to go with Kansas. So Kansas leads in every statistical category over North Carolina, except for rebounds. North Carolina does edge them out in rebounds. So if North Carolina can get some offensive boards, get some putback, beat them in the rebound game, maybe they have a chance to win this give-up ball game. But I think it's going to be close because even though Kansas edged them out in every statistical category outside of rebounding, it's very close on all of those categories. So I could be wrong, but I think Kansas is going to edge them out in a very close game.
I think Kansas is the better team. I think that they're a better coach team, believe it or not. I think I like Hubert a lot, but I just think Kansas is too much for them and they get the win. Zach, anything else you want to close it out and finish it out for us? I see you wearing the baby blue with your sissy blue shirt, as Ed Orgeron would say. Got the Memphis. Oh, well, look, hey, I heard somebody in the comments said Memphis barbecue is trash. Why don't you defend Memphis barbecue before we get out of here?
Listen, Mark, I don't know if we could be friends. I just don't know if it's going to be a thing anymore, but you're going to have to come down to Memphis and actually try out all the stops because have you been to all the stops? There's a lot of different stops for Memphis barbecue. There are some that aren't great, but there are many that are fantastic. So he's going to have to hit me up and tell me where he went.
Danny's Fried Chicken, where you at? I want a sponsorship. I want a fried roll tonight.
I've got the number.
All right, what's the number? Oh, you got the number. You got the number to Danny's Fried Chicken. All right. We'll see you guys again Wednesday. We're off tomorrow for LSU's baseball game. Okay. We off tomorrow for the LSU baseball game. It's me and my wife's anniversary Wednesday, but we're not going tomorrow. So, all right, we'll see y'all soon. Y'all have a good night. Peace out, Girl Scouts.